My brother's friend kept hitting on my wife and touching her for selfies, so when I asked my brother to tell him to stop, he said his friend is just playful and my wife should have shut him down sooner if she had a problem. Posted by you/over supermarket 200. Yesterday, my wife told me that she feels uncomfortable around my brother's friend, and I need to talk to my brother. I said I wanted to talk to my brother or confront his friend, but she said she'll manage, and I shouldn't interfere because I might lash out. She said that I was right and I should do what I want to, but I should be polite. I came back from work just a few hours ago, and the first thing I did was to call my brother. I asked him to keep his friend away from my wife. He asked me, did his friend make me mad? I asked him if he's dumb. Do you not see that your friend is being flirty? He said that his friend is playful. He's extroverted while we are introverted, and we should just get along because my wife was also friendly with him. My brother's friend on every occasion tries to talk to my wife, and he makes stupid jokes to make her laugh. Yesterday when we went to my brother's on my niece's birthday, his friend grabbed my wife's shoulder and tried to take a selfie with her. My wife said no and she came to me. Not just this, he also comments on pics my wife uploads. I explained everything to my brother, but he said his friend is just playful and fun to be around. I said he should ask his friend to stay away from my wife, and if he doesn't, then we won't attend any family celebration if his friend is invited. He said we are overreacting, and my wife should have shut him down early on if she had a problem with him. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, I think that it sounds like he hasn't done anything that's overtly romantic or inappropriate or anything too insane yet. I also can't really tell if it's that bad from anything you've said. Maybe he's being extra creepy. I don't know. But if he's making you and your wife uncomfortable, it's completely reasonable to want him to stop, but I think he probably deserves a calm conversation rather than being immediately banned from everything and told to stay away. There's a more civil and less dramatic way to go about it. So I don't know, not necessarily a jerk move, but there's certainly better ways to go about it without escalating it too much. Ops response, should we have just waited for him to make any romantic or inappropriate moves? What better ways to go about it towards my brother's friend? He is not my friend, and if I confront him, which I wanted to, by the way, I would have been rude to him. It's my brother's responsibility to talk to his friend and make him understand, but he doesn't want to. Commenter 1, I'm not saying wait till it gets to that point at all. I'm saying it's worth a conversation. Even if it's your brother doing it, I feel like it can be more of a hey, back off, you're making them uncomfortable rather than a full-on ban from ever doing anything with the family or interacting with you. Unless he really has done something worthy of that much of a reaction. Ops response, but he did? He's being friendly with my wife. He always tries to have a conversation with my wife, and he would make jokes as if his pathetic jokes would impress my wife. He even put his hands on her and tried to take a selfie with her. Would you be fine with this? I asked my brother to stop his friend and his behavior. He's his friend, after all, and my brother is like it's normal, it's no big deal, and if my wife had a problem with his friend, she should have shut him down. Yes, it is, and he should talk to his friend. Commenter 2, okay, it's not your brother's responsibility. She's your wife. If my husband left it to someone else to defend me or keep some creep away from me, I'd have a major issue with my husband. Ops response, what I meant by it's my brother's responsibility is that it's his friend, and it's his responsibility to talk to him. Yes, she's mine, and I am not leaving it up to someone else to defend her or keep a creepy person away. If she had let me do what I wanted to instead of telling me that she would handle it herself, then we wouldn't be in this mess, but she asked me to be polite, and I was being polite as my wife asked. Commenter 3, your brother is not listening. Go directly to the horse's butt. Hey! Stop talking to my wife. Don't touch her. She doesn't like it. I don't like it. Be friendly and playful somewhere else. NTA. Ops response, I thought that my brother would talk to his friend and tell him to stay away from his sister-in-law, but he would rather blame us and say that I am overreacting and my wife shouldn't have become friendly with his friend and should have shut him down, like we ever wanted to get close to his friend. If he doesn't listen to me and ask his friend to stay away from my wife, then we might as well just stay away from them all. Update, 6 days later. My brother told me that his friend was just being playful with my wife, and my wife shouldn't have encouraged his friend and should have shut him down when his friend was harassing her. I decided to talk to his best friend directly. I called him, and I introduced myself. I said that we don't like him getting close with my wife, and it's best that he stays away from her on occasions. He said he is sorry and didn't mean to hurt me, and my wife never had a problem with it. I said but you did, and I am now speaking for my wife, and you should stay away from us. He followed up with yes, he will. My brother, my terrible brother, his friend told him, and my terrible brother said that I shouldn't have talked to his friend and he did nothing wrong. He only tried to talk to my wife, make her laugh, and touched her shoulder for a selfie. I told my brother that it's vile, and we don't want his best friend near us. We argued, and I ended up telling him that if his friend is invited to our family gatherings or occasions, then we will leave. This whole thing became a family drama, and in the end, my parents and my other siblings told my brother that his friend isn't invited, and my brother is upset. He says it's all my fault for making a huge deal about a selfie and small jokes. We are both happy with my family's decision, and my wife said I have good siblings minus my brother. We were planning on skipping every occasion where his friend was invited anyway, but I don't get my brother's reaction. His friend is harassing his sister-in-law, and he is fine with it? Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Attention and tasteless jokes just to make her laugh. Men who don't get that will not hear you and will always minimize and defend their juvenile behavior. The difference about this post, that is actually refreshing, is that friends and family agree with Op and not the immature offender. Op's response: it goes without a doubt that my brother's friend crossed the line. He doesn't even need to get a no from my wife. It's common sense, and my brother? He's a different breed. I even started doubting a bit whether he's my brother or not. Maybe he was switched or something. My family will side with us. We are family minus my brother to me, and we will take our family's side instead of a harasser and his accomplice, my brother. His friend grabbed my wife's shoulder and all that, so most women in my family relate to it, my mom and my sisters and my sister-in-law, so they are siding with my wife. Commenter 2, NTA. You have every right to ask someone to stop if your wife was uncomfortable. Commenter 3, yeah, so you haven't experienced this, and it's awesome for you to be supporting your wife, but a lot of women just get harassed because men think it's fun to do, and everyone around is like your brother. It's why a major movement started 11 years ago. It's really common to hear, well, I've never seen him do it. No kidding, Sherlock. He does it to women in vulnerable situations. So the why is because he can get away with it and maybe even gets cheered on by his friends. So let this inform you that women fend this stuff off starting in elementary school, and it only starts to taper off when menopause hits and they become perceived as less attractive, though if we're talking about actual assault, that's through life and, see Marilyn Monroe, after life has ended. I'm glad you're standing up for your wife. Just know it's not just her. It's not all men, but it's nearly always men, and it is all women and girls. Commenter 4, NTA. Your wife told you she wasn't comfortable with what your brother's friend was doing. When he tried to take a selfie with her, she told him no. That's a pretty clear indication that she had a problem with it and wasn't encouraging it. Tell your brother that your wife told his friend no, or better yet, have your wife tell him herself and tell him she wasn't encouraging it and ask what the heck his problem is. Maybe do it around your other siblings and have them pile on.